Can we just have a moment? Good evening, everyone. I had to hop on and whew, so happy when another woman goes free. So happy. I'm going to wait for some people to hop on board. I'm going to figure out how to add some people here because I still haven't figured this out with my laptop. I don't know, maybe somebody could help me with this one. I don't know. Let's see. Tag friends. I don't think I want to tag everybody. Hmm. Good evening, everyone. I'm hopping on here because I want to know if you all heard the news that Cardi B filed for divorce with Offset for his cheating. It's not something that he's done once, not something that he's done twice, but multiple times. And she forgave him. She took him back. They had a kid together, a daughter, a beautiful daughter. And you know what? Look, before I even get into that, I'm just so happy that she said enough. She finally said enough. Like that's it. Done deal. So toast to you, girl, queen. You are a queen. Come to the throne room right about now. I am so excited because this sets an amazing example to women. Now, you're going to have women on the opposite side of the fence talking about, well, she should have supported her man, and there's all this jibber jabber and nonsense going on. And it is nonsense because women who are going to oppose another woman on any level for leaving a toxic man, not only after she's giving him one chance, but a secondary chance for the sake of a child. And we have seen this happen time and time again, how that does not always work out and it goes south, right? But the fact that she still did it shows her character, shows where her heart is, where her, just the truth of who she really is. It exemplifies how amazing she is as a woman and the strength and the selflessness that she has presented and put forth by even giving him another opportunity for him to do what? Fail again. So women out there that are still caught up in these toxic scenarios, or you have just recently given the man that you know has cheated on you multiple times and promises that he will never do it again, an opportunity, you're definitely feeling a little raw there. The wounds are still open. And if you've given him that opportunity, you're not at that place yet. You're not at that place yet where you're going to understand why Cardi did what she had to do and what eventually has to be done. And the message here, though, overall, is to ensure that you never, ever have to put yourself in that situation, right? And you cut it because it brings with it a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, and then the healing process moving forward is going to be another thing. But I think after the shock wears off, the sadness wears off, the confusion, the place where you have to forgive yourself because you get angry with yourself too. And women out there know what that's about. Like, damn, I gave him another chance and this is how he's going to do things. This is how he's going to publicly display things. There is something else that I think is really important to look at. Okay, so Offset turned around and apologized, public apology to Cardi B a while back, stating that he is so sorry that he cheated. And then he took to social media. Not only did he interrupt her set while she was on stage, while she was performing, while she was in her zone, she's at work, it's about her performance, her job, right? He comes in, interrupts this live performance, interrupts the entire, just everything, just takes over and gives this open apology, public apology. And something that he said a while back was very disturbing to me. Okay, he said, all of my wrongs have been made public. So I figure it's only right that my apologies are made public too. Right there, I thought, wow. So, in other words, your wrongs have been made public, your wrongs have been made public, but in all actuality, what is done in the dark is brought to the light. So when you do things in secret, like you lie, you cheat, you are doing these things in secret, you're doing these things in the dark, you have not been forthcoming, you have not come clean, not as though those things are going to make it any, the blow any lesser or make it any more okay, but you have not come forward, you have not come clean, you continue to do these things in the dark, and then surprise, what you've done in the dark is brought to the light. Now it's made public. Well, you can avoid a lot of public shame, public exposure if you had just not done the act to start with. But because there are men out there that don't understand this, they're going to continue to lie and they're going to continue to cheat and operate in this poor lack of self-control, impulsivity, just nonsense that is not something that is at all has any place in any type of committed relationship, right? So Offset, once again, for those that are just joining in, a couple of years back, interrupts Cardi B on stage while she's working, doing her thing. This is her career. This is the empire she's built. This is what she's worked her ass off for, no matter what. Through the good, through the bad, through the struggles, that woman has picked herself up repeatedly, gets up and says a while back, all of my wrongs have been made public, so I figure it's only right that my apologies are made public too. So what I got from that is all he's concerned about is his public appearance, what people think about him, what people have to say about him, not so much about shame and what he has done. And since all his wrongs were made public, I'm going to crash Cardi B's set and I'm going to mess up her night and get all up there in her head and make this apology talking about, as he elaborates, I was just trying, thank God I ain't got no balloons. She's okay. Oh, poor baby. I crash her set. Like, no respect. You were outed publicly for what you did. You know what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing when you hopped on that stage, and you made a public apology, interrupting her performance, interrupting her working, her grinding, after you've already shamed her, after you already disappointed her. But above all, what you really did is turn around and disappointed yourself, because a good woman of that stature and that status, that knows how to pick herself back up and keep going, and I know she's got that crown, is not going to tolerate that for far too long. I think you thought you were getting away with something, but you didn't, Offset. Right? So I don't feel any remorse. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for men that do this to women. You are very much well aware of what you were doing. You were more concerned about your public image, your persona, and that is a fact, because when you come out and then apologize publicly, interrupting your woman's focus and her grind, and try to say right after that, I'm going to keep repeating this one, all my wrongs have been made public, so I figured it's only right that my apologies are made public too. So I'm going to storm her set, storm her business, storm her while she's working, and since she made my wrongs public and everybody else made it public, I'm going to go and do the same to her. I'm going to air out our business, while she's busy at work, and I'm going to do the same to her. And I'm going to air out the side where not only am I airing out our business, but in addition to that, I'm putting her in a position to just say yes to me, because I know that she's a good woman. She's a forgiving woman because she's there. She's got it like that, right? So you went ahead, you did that. You abused an enormous opportunity. An enormous opportunity that is something that is going to carry repercussions down the road with your whole situation here. Like, that ship has sailed. I'm so happy that she has sailed. You were not thinking of her. You were thinking of yourself, and that's it. The beauty of what has happened is that actually backfired, because now what you really did was you made yourself look like a public spectacle all by yourself, right? You tried to bring her down with an apology publicly because you were scorned because your wrongs were brought to the public forefront based upon the fact that you were keeping these dirty secrets in the dark and everything that's done in the dark is brought to light, right? Meanwhile, you're the one that did wrong. You're the one that did wrong, Offset. So when it comes to how you approach things and what you did, there was no tit for tat. There was no tit for tat. And that's pretty much what you made it be about. And that's exactly how it sounded when you spoke those words a couple of years ago, which I have repeated a couple of times. So, you can remember, I'm sure, whatever. But you basically were doing that. You were saying that. And here we are years later, how you've treated her and the things you have done confirm now in action what you've done. But I know she's a strong woman, and I'm going to add this here too. I'm going to add this. You knew she was done, and I think part of you was really, really scared. She was up there. She knew her decision was right in that moment. Here you come apologizing. But I guarantee if the opposite thing took place, and my daughter, I'm going to give credit to my daughter, the other queen, made mention of this, 17-year-old daughter, which is why Cardi B, I commend you, girl. Cheers to you. I broke out my favorite glass. I am so excited, and I'm going to try to contain my excitement. I was yelling and screaming and jumping up and down for joy just before, because I know, girl, too, that this is going to be a healing process. I know that you're done. You are about done. You've had enough. You know your worth. You are going to go through that process of healing. So I know, like, this beginning phase, it's not fun. Been there, done that. Anyhow, so if Cardi B turned around and said, when Offset came on stage, turned around and was like, I said no. Security, off my stage. It's over. Announcement to all those women out there of all ages, ladies, everything. That's it. You cheat, you disrespect this union, you disrespect me. You don't get a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chance, seventh chance. As history has shown, it is a very, and I will always stand by this, and I have said this, and I'm stressing this because I don't want anybody having to experience this. Yes, it makes you stronger. Yes, you come out better for it. Yes, you learn the lesson. She's a young woman, so she learned this lesson very young, and it sometimes takes women half of their life to recognize that you don't keep giving chances to a loser. You just don't do it. Okay? And sometimes some women don't recognize it at all, and they stay in these toxic unions until the day that they pass on, and they don't really get to enjoy the fulfillment that all life has to offer and all these opportunities, because everything has been blocked. So they don't even get the opportunity to know what could have been based on one simple choice, which was to clear the trash, get rid of the toxicity, right? So here she is. If she turned around and said that, had come right out and said, kick it, that's it, to the curb, you're out of my life, and how dare you, security, I'm not even entertaining this. How many women that are in toxic relationships like this, and it is emotional abuse. Cheating and lying to your partner is emotional abuse. It does not matter how often you apologize. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You do it once. It's emotional abuse. You don't want to be in a partnership with somebody. You don't know the value and the truth behind dedication, commitment, and being ahead of your own and a lead. You have no business with a woman, period. Period. Okay? So that would have spoke volumes. It would have shaken things that day. There would be women dropping those type of men left and right. But guess what? Guess what? A true woman, a queen, like you, Cardi. Cheers. Cheers. Guess what? She knows how to fucking restore her throne. She knows how to restore that. She knows how to be both king and queen if she needs to be, dual role, dual force, doing what she needs to do. She has definitely set the message and has definitely defined and outlined the standard that is enough is enough. This is it. You're gone. That's it. She is speaking that truth now. She's being forthcoming. And I completely understand where she's coming from as far as embarrassment goes, because Yeah, there's many women that go through that, especially if they're in certain religious communities. They're embarrassed that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing for their spouses, but meanwhile they're being completely and utterly oppressed. They're being told that marriage is this, it's that, it's a sin, and work it out no matter how much you are dealing with abuse, which is completely toxic and unhealthy, as we all know. Cardi did the right thing. She did give him an opportunity. While it's discussed to stop giving these guys chances, you know what? People have free will to choose what they decide to choose, and that's okay, because every time a man fucks up like that, and it's guaranteed that he will fuck up like that, and especially after a woman gives him an opportunity after he's fucked up, and then he does it again, all that's doing is basically these men, these losers, are digging their own grave, and they are setting the tone and the standard, and they are making a clear-cut, defined, crystal clear representation of what they represent. And ultimately, they don't deserve second, third, fourth chances. So as this keeps happening, and as the outcome always goes back to that, no matter how honest you think he's being, or what he's doing this time around, these type of individuals, you can go back to my other lives, because I'm not going to get into this, because this is all about Cardi. This is all about that queen, all about my excitement, all about how she turned those tables. She's restored her throne. She has now set an example for young women, for older women, to not settle for less. She's kept her standards in place. She took that back. She took that back, and she is running with that. Who looks like the fool? Offset looks like the fool. Forgive me. He looks like, I'm cracking up laughing in that moment, because then you go and cheat, and then you publicly go on stage, you interrupt this woman's performance, and you're like, I am so sorry, I'm a noble person, I've made a mistake, I'm just a man, right? You do all this, and then you do it again. You get caught. You get caught again, and I can't help but not laugh, because cheaters bury themselves. Cheaters, like, that is it. Like, and I love the truth, and I've always said this, and I will keep repeating it. The truth may hurt. The truth is controversial. And according to you, Offset, your business was made public, so it's only right. Like, deal with it. Deal with it. It hurts your ego, your pride. Like, deal with it, okay? So, or not. But really, you don't have a choice, because Cardi made the choice for you. But anyhow, the truth is controversial. The truth will hurt, but the truth shall set us free, right? And that only happens when we embrace the truth rather than embrace the lie. We let go of the lie and we embrace the truth. And that's exactly what Cardi's done. You turned around and made a very, very foolish mistake, that while she will go through that process of healing, she will have the support that she has, and she will move forward, and it will be a process. But she has set an example, not only for herself, she took everything back. You tried to publicly make her a fool. That is not what happened. What you just tried to do backfired on you, and she will have immense support, not from the women that cheat with men like you, not from the women that, because they honestly do not have a voice and they do not have a say, because dirty is dirty, right? So from women that have stature, that have standards, that have boundaries, women that are single, women that are raising their children, women that are doing what they got to do no matter what the setbacks may be, because the setbacks always indicative of a major comeback, and they push through. You made a fool of yourself, Offset. Back off that girl. Back off of her. That's just bottom line facts. She will rise. So she has set an example for thousands of women, and these women that have these standards and uphold the truth and know what wrong is wrong. You have a family. You don't do this stuff. You don't play these games. She's going to have a floodgate of support. Floodgate of support. In addition to that, she has now set an example for her daughter. And even my daughter's 17 years old. My daughter's 17 years old. We all knew that whole, like, I'm sorry shit was fake, Offset. That was just you worried about how you looked, and you may have felt a tinge of regret, because that girl is such a damn good girl. That's what the problem is. She is a good girl. So good you couldn't even fucking handle that. Legitimately. That you had to go dirty yourself. Right? And then you felt really bad because this is a good girl. So like that little tinge of regret had nothing to do really with restoring what needed to be restored. It had to do with you feeling like total crap, because that's what happens, right? When we do something wrong, when we don't hold ourselves and take accountability for things that are wrong, and we continue on in that, and then here comes somebody that comes along and they're saying, these are my standards, I don't like lying, I don't like cheating, but meanwhile that person just did it the other day and they're just not saying anything. One or two things happens. A person gets really humbled. They take on that accountability. They're like, I know it was wrong. They may even say it's been done for this reason or that reason, but either way, I know it was wrong, and I'm going to improve on that and work on that and actually take the steps to do that. Or the opposite end happens, and this is something that is pretty much universal, is they get really pissed off. They get antagonistic because they know they're wrong, and the fact that there is somebody that can be that good, that committed, that dedicated, that honest, that true exists, and they fuck it up repeatedly, it pisses them off. Why? Because then they have to face themselves. They have to face what is wrong with them. Okay? So it's convicting is what that is. It gives them a sense of conviction. They feel convicted. Bottom line. Straight up facts. And some people are smart. They get convicted with the truth and they fix the issue. Others, they get egotistical, they shun it because they don't want to face it. It's too much to bear. Oh, poor you. It's too much to bear. You're hurting another individual, but above all, hurting and disrespecting yourself and your body. In addition to this, now added to the mix, your family, your wife, and you're worrying about the little bit of pain that is brought on because you are now faced that you have to do the right thing, that you should do the right thing. Yeah, humility just takes that right on. But no, you liked your dirtiness, you liked what you were doing, you liked the idea of getting away what you were getting away with. Again, all this stuff is discussed in my prior video on why these losers do that. You can be as successful as you what? Success, ultimately, success is being spiritually, physically, mentally sound first in order to be truly empathetic, compassionate towards others, in addition to setting firm boundaries. What is necessary for all those components that I just mentioned are firm boundaries, standards. Stop being the sheep, stop following the crowd, get your lust in check, get some self-control, stop being impulsive. You can't do that. You have no business committing to a woman, being in a relationship with a woman. So again, I'm going to close with a huge, huge congratulations to Cardi for taking the stance that she has taken. And again, that if she had turned around Offset and told you right from the get-go when you hopped on her stage, on her set, right, which is a little bit offset, right? So you hopped on her stage interrupting her performance because you want to give a public apology that was actually bullshit, took advantage of a good girl because your wrongs were made public. You stated that you did that because your wrongs were made public, not because you really are genuinely sorry and you really care. And no, we know. So now the truth has come out. It has been confirmed why you did that. You're lucky that girl was so damn good and yes, absolutely merciful that she didn't out your ass when you were on stage doing that and saying, I told you to hit the road, security. Again, she would have had thousands of women supporting her at that point all over, would have been the most talked about thing. Okay, and would have empowered women to lead idiots like that, like you. Okay, totally empower these women, young and like probably at her show, whoever was sitting in her show, they probably had a bad night with their boyfriend or their spouse and found out that he cheated, and she wants to see Cardi so damn bad, so he talks her and he smoozes. You know how you losers do. And okay, well, I want to see Cardi anyway, and oh yeah, come, let's just go. I got you the tickets, babe. I got you the tickets, huh? Your asses, you guys would have been dropped that night too. It would have been an all-out party in the kingdom. Okay, so you're lucky, Offset, that she was merciful and did not do that the night of her performance. Now, like dropping it down a few notch, and reality is this: you lost a good woman. You lost a damn good woman who gets it. She divorced you. She gave you a child. You did all this stuff. Like, we're not going to even get into all that. But I'm going to say this. Cardi, I commend you. You are speaking not only to yourself, your standards, but you have officially reinforced that. And as time goes on and you stick with that, and those lessons that you have learned to never tolerate, which was always in you to start with, you've given many warnings, no threats, warnings. You finally did it, girl. You are going to build that muscle. You are going to come out the other side stronger. I'm not telling you anything you probably already don't know, that you already don't know. You are a queen. You have empowered yourself. You have empowered other women. You are sending a message, so don't even listen to the trifling ones that are talking about, oh, she gave up on him and I wouldn't have done this and I wouldn't have done it. Because those are the very women that are all about probably his money and would bend over backwards for him, which that isn't giving him anything anyway, because that's just all empty in the end. It just leads to nothing but decay. There's no security in that, honey, right? You got that back and forth. And they're usually the ones that are found cheating with these men that like to cheat on their spouses and their girlfriends. Like, you know, girl, you don't even have to listen to all that. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, you've got some classy ladies, some women, and above all, you are speaking to the youth, the girls out there, the young girls, your daughter. She's going to read about this later on. And of course, I'm sure he'll try to figure out what he's going to do to get out of that. And I don't want to, you're going to do what's best for your daughter. So I know as a good woman, if dad is dad and dad is being a dad and he's doing what's right, you're doing what's right by your daughter, Offset, that's a given. But the truth is the truth. And you wouldn't want your daughter being raised like that or treated like that, raised around that, to know that or to think that that's the way to be treated. So the truth is the truth. I was that type of man. I did do right by your mom. I got what I deserved on that. But I'm going to be a dad. I'm going to be a father, and I'm going to uphold that role, right? But understand, upholding that role, whether you're with Cardi or not, which you're not going to be with her, obviously, is that you're not going to be having trifling ass hoes coming along for the ride. You're going to respect your daughter. You're going to respect her mother, right? That's a different story. So hopefully you keep that in check. You're not going to be bringing around the women that you cheated on Cardi with around your daughter to keep escalating and perpetuating this cycle of abuse. And humble yourself, hit the floor, find humility, and right the wrong. You're not going to get her back. The divorce papers are in the mix, right? She's got to move forward. Let that good woman go and get what she deserves. But you right the wrong the correct way, not like how you did it the first time, talking about the only way and the only reason why you're apologizing is because your wrongs were brought to the public light, so I need to apologize to her, and I only feel it's fair that I bring it to the public light. And that's not how that works. That's not how it works. But Cardi, I love you. I am toasting to your strength, your tenacity, your fire, your passion, your ability to push through. You are going to push through. You have accomplished and done so much in your life despite all the obstacles. No matter what anybody has said, you are seen. I see you. There's other people out there that see you. Your daughter is going to see this later on. You are empowering women. You've empowered yourself. You are building that muscle, and I commend you, and I toast. And I'm so excited, and I'm so happy for you. Mm. Cheers. I love you, girl. Love you, queens. Hope you look and see exactly why Cardi did what she had to do. Hope that inspires you and sparks you to make some changes in your life. I put up a video earlier ago. I said, just think of one thing that you need to do that you know you should do and what you should get rid of in your life to take your power back. Something that's toxic, that's not right. Take your power back so you can feel good again. If you look at my timeline photos, people that are in the secret group, they see the photo. They know you're out there. The photo that I have posted in my secret group, if you are on my friends list, you're on my Facebook page, you may go and I will send you the invite. It's a secret group that's not easily searchable through the internet. And you'll see. I've looked at it. We were talking about it tonight. How you can see, even though I'm smiling from the beginning, like the beginning was like horrendous. That's what being around toxicity. An immature man is draining. It's draining. Like if you are a single mother and you're raising children on your own, and you got like 3, 4, 5 of them, you know how your day is going to look. You know how your hair is going to look, right? So Picture, but those are your kids. It's a given. You love your kids. It's for your kids. Your kids love you, and you have fun moments, and vice versa. But why the hell would you run yourself fucking ragged for a man that's not even loving you, not even loving you the right way? Like you're in this relationship like it's a full-time job working overtime for a man that's not even giving you what you need. There's no investment. There's no residual return. There's nothing but strife and aggravation. Right? With your children, you're running around. It's like, oh, they spilled juice. Oh, gotta clean that up. You know, Johnny spilled milk. Gotta clean that up. This dude's out there fucking several women, and then could possibly come back and bring you something. How the fuck? How are you gonna clean that up? Please, ladies, please open your eyes to this. Find your self-worth. Find your independence. Find out what you're good at, what you're passionate at. Haunt it. Make an escape plan. Get out of that. Stop depending. Don't depend on any man. I'd rather be on the streets homeless before that ever happened, and I've done it. So there's going to be a progression here, and I got it. I get you, Cardi. Like, I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy that you finally did it, and you're young. Like, girl, you're younger than me. Hallelujah. Like, that gives me such hope because your age bracket, what you have done is going to speak to a younger generation. And honestly, what it is in this day and age, there's such a heavy thickness of this nonsense of infidelity, sleeping with this one and sleeping with that one and lying and cheating. And, oh, I can only, I can't be with just one person. Then don't fucking be in no committed relationship. Don't ask for that. But better yet, a lot of people don't have that mindset because it is nasty. So now you got guys out there lying and trying to deceive women to get that. It's like the green light should have gone on at that point in time that, dude, your fucking lifestyle and your ways are toxic. If a woman isn't attracted to that has good standing, good caliber, and a woman, you got to deceive a woman to get her to be in that or pay her off or whatever it is you do, or drop it down and hang out with the peasants, right? So you got the woman that's not into that shit. So now you got to deceive other women. That should tell you right now you're on the wrong path. People aren't feeling that as much as you think. It's nasty, right? So now you're dealing with the peasants, and it's the ones that like to cheat right alongside with you. Like, you're swimming low in the the swimming pool here is a gene pool. It's like, like pretty much like an amoeba. Like an amoeba, like a single-celled organism. It's like, what's your function? What's your fucking function? There's nothing that comes of that. So anyhow, I know there's going to be a process there for Cardi. I know, Cardi, that you're going to go through that process. And, looking back at all my photos, I saw, because I had to deal with anger. I had to deal with the upset. And most of it basically boiled down to the fact that somebody received something that they were utterly not deserving of because they deceived. And they tried to change my thinking and mine. And that is a major insult to intelligence that I did not take to heart because it was clear who the idiot was. But the fact that they attempted that was just like, wow, it's time to go. It's time to go, right? So going through these emotions, and also a lot of other nasty things that took place that I will not get into at this time. That alone brings you through that. And you women have to be willing to go through that process, that healing, the anger, the pain, the disappointment, and forgiving yourself and recognizing that you are settling and accepting that and not, thinking that it has something to do with you, that this man has cheated, he lies, he keeps going back to nasty ways, and he's back and forth, right? It has to do with them. That is not your circus. It's not your circus, right? You don't need to have any involvement with that, okay? And the more you're around that, and the more you linger, the more your mind gets clouded, and you're not going to be able to process what's happening around you to make better decisions and choices, right? And so when you get away, like I said, look at the progression of my photos, and there's more to come. I have not finished evolving. I could see the smile on my face and the dark in my eyes. Like, you girls, and I'm sure there's people out there that have seen it, cheers, because the struggle in the fire, there are diamonds. I know. And I've looked at some of my videos in the past too, and I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, I got like bags there. But you know what? Yeah, I got them because I went through a fucking war. I was frontline, baby. And what I was fighting for was my life, my independence, and maintaining and taking back what the enemy tried to steal. Right? So there's going to be a progress. And I also did that. I did not want to have any type of airs and illusion. I came on raw, pretty much. That's how I came on. If I was tired, I was on. And if you look back at my other videos, like I know me, but I'm sure people that are and they can read people well. You can see there's times that I was in some of my videos. I was drawn out. I was tired. There's a lot of shit that I was going through. Phone calls, harassing pretty much after I left. The stress of that. Bothering my daughter at her job, showing up and shit. Like, nonsense. You fucked up, you lied, you cheat. These men out there, you do these nasty things to women, you try to bring them down while they're in your presence. You've got to go. But these things that we go through as women are lessons, and they are lessons to the women that understand what the message is, and that is to not remain, to get out and leave. So you women that are still hanging around and hoping and praying, I hope that the messages that I've been putting out is reaching, it's sinking. And like somebody told me a while ago, and it's something that you're not going to want to hear, and it's exactly what they said to me: you are nothing more to some of these men other than a transaction. That's it. What can I get from that person? There's no love, there's no care, and it's something that you have to recognize and you have to realize and embrace. But understand, when the guy told me that, when one of the counselors spoke that to me, he's like, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but you're just a transaction. He thought he could buy me and this and that, right? And I was actually happy. I love the truth. I remember saying to him, I said, you know what? That didn't hurt at all. I was like, because you're right. And it's like, I can't be bought. Like, that actually fired me up even more. It was like all these things he was trying to do, this abuser, right? Then he thought like he was buying me. Oh no, honey. I give you this, I give you that. I can do well enough on my own. Thank you very much. And even when I'm not fucking good, I'm good, and I will fight, and I will push through the tears, through the anger, through the pain, through the upset, because at the other end is complete restoration and healing. You just got to be willing, ladies, to go through the fire, go through the pain, go through the recognition, and understand not to ever take it personally or to heart that there is something defective and wrong in you for maintaining and holding your standards near and dear. Because you decided not to have a threesome, there's something wrong with you because other people are doing. Like, don't be a sheep, right? Don't do that. Don't be a follower, be a leader. Because you didn't agree with his infidelities that, well, he told you now he's into having multiple choices of women, yada, yada, whatever, because he told you he was going to stop drinking and drugging, and then he went back to doing that and was hiding it. It's like, why? There's no reason. There's no, for all the things that this individual does, like I said in other videos, love yourself and get out of it. And I am so happy and on fire. I don't even know. I might even pop up again and be like, congratulations, Cardi. Hey, what's up? Like, I'm telling you, I'm excited. I'm so fired up. And it's about her freedom. It's about her ability now to just focus on her. Focus on her daughter, focus on like building herself up, career. Like, she's going to rise from the ashes, rise like a phoenix. She's going to rise. And I'm so excited for that. I'm not happy or excited for what she went through. Absolutely not. Because that's some frontline battle. That's some hard, heavy stuff, like emotionally. I feel bad about that. I'm not happy that she had to go through all of that. But what I'm very happy about is I know what it looks like on the other side. And I know that since she's already taken that step and she is done, she's like fed up. She's signing those divorce papers. It's like, it's done. It's like, it's off. It's off. So cheers to you, Cardi Queen. And for the women out there, let that be a message. Stop settling. There's no reason for it. There's better out there. And I look forward to seeing how things progress for Cardi, how things are going to open up and unfold for her. You have the support of many women that get it and are actually happy that you finally said, like, that's it. Some people that I even spoke to was like, damn, I was waiting for her to drop his ass. So congratulations. And in response to something that Offset said, I don't know about you, but I'm going to bring balloons and fireworks. God bless, no stress.